Video games are sometimes seen as nothing more than a way to kick back and waste some time, but one expert is showing there's a lot more to it than that.
Now, Dr. Kate Ringland is an autism researcher from Northwestern University who says that games can help break down social barriers for children. She's in Australia to attend the Melbourne International Games Week. She joins us now. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. Now, one of the games that you're talking about here is Minecraft. Now, Kate, I've got to admit, I've tried playing Minecraft. I don't enjoy it. I feel disconnected. I'm confused. I don't know where I am. And the one time I played, I got bullied. All my house was destroyed. My pigs were killed. Oh, no. I was killed by zombies after a while. So I don't see how Minecraft could actually help a kid that's autistic.
Well, that sounds horrible. I'm sorry that you experienced that. Yeah, so Minecraft, in itself, you know, it's a video game and there are people in there, and apparently you happen to find a world that had kind of not so nice people in it. But there's actually another world called Autcraft that is specifically for kids with autism, and they have a bunch of rules in place in the world so that people don't behave like that.
How is it, though? Explain it to us. How does Autcraft actually help someone with autism? And I think you call it here, creates a scaffold for kids to learn social behavior. How does that happen?
Right, so they use social rules. So there are things in there like, you know, don't be mean to one another, keep yourself safe, be friendly, there's encouragement to share. So it's a very social space. And there are parents in there and they're playing with their kids. So there's some, you know, parenting and teaching going on in the game. But the thing about Minecraft for these kids is that it itself has kind of an infrastructure. There are rules around how you can play. There are blocks, and you can build whatever you want, but within the confines of how the world works. And one of the great things about Minecraft is it's kind of filtered. So these kids are in there and they're not worrying about facial cues. They're not worrying about, you know, what's happening around them in the physical world. They can kind of focus on the social play in the game.
You're saying too, your research has found that this is not just for autistic kids who could benefit from these online games. It could also help other people with psychosocial disabilities.
Yeah, I mean, games are fun for everyone, and if we're in safe play spaces, it'll work for anyone. And I think that kind of the draw for people with disabilities especially is if the physical world is difficult, it's easier perhaps to socialize and play in these kind of online spaces.
We know that digital games could also lead to addiction and disengagement, IRL, that's in real life. Is there a danger of people with psychosocial disabilities going the same way?
There's always this worry about problematic usage and addiction, and I feel like what we have to do is just make sure we're regulated. If your kid is playing, be a parent and make sure that they're playing a decent amount of time and they're not overdoing it, just like any other activity. It's just like any other thing. Like, you don't want them playing out on the playground 18 hours a day, so, you know, you just have to watch what you're doing.
There does seem to be more of these, I guess they're called applied games that's being used in schools and in education as well. Do you think this is the way of the future for schools?
Oh, for sure. I think this is the way of the future, period. I think play is it's gonna permeate the rest of our lives. We're gonna see games in all sorts of places. It's good for health. It's good for learning. It's good for, you know, training in HR programs. You're starting to see it everywhere, and this is the future.
Dr. Kate Ringland from the Northwestern University, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.